I want to introduce someone who doesn't just talk about innovation, he embodies it. He's an entrepreneur who has founded 8 companies across 7 industries. He's an investor who believes in backing innovative ideas before the world catches on. He's a builder, a leader, a connector, and the original thought leader behind this incredible gathering we now know as Rally. His vision was simple but radical. What if we stopped siloing sectors and started sparking collisions? What if the researchers sat next to the investors, the athletes next to the ag tech founders, the educators next to the AI experts? That spark, that convergence is what gave birth to Rally. And every year, it keeps growing. So whether this is your first time or your third, know this. The person you're about to hear from isn't just kicking off the day. He's the reason that we're all in this room together. Now, this is your opportunity to show a little bit of energy, a little bit of passion this morning as we give a thunderous Rally welcome to the CEO of Elevate Ventures, the visionary of Rally, and one of the most forward-thinking leaders I've ever met. Okay, give it up for Christopher Toph Day!
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Governor Braun. I am so fired up for year 3 of Rally. Welcome everyone from all across the country and indeed across the globe. 2 weeks ago, I had an amazing opening speech prepared. It was a speech about macroeconomics and founder headwinds, the latest in AI, all the visionary innovation stuff. And then I threw it away because it hit me. The most urgent innovation we need right now has nothing to do with technology. It has to do with all of us. For everything we want to make happen here, we cannot be successful if we continue to dehumanize one another. So before we innovate, let's take a moment. Let's take a moment and reflect on the vitriol, the countless senseless deaths across our country. Regardless of the beliefs we hold or the paths we've walked, violence is a wound on our shared humanity. Our children should not be afraid to go to school. We should be safe to take public transit. We should be free to walk our streets, welcome to play in our own front yards, and engage in peaceful dialogue. We should be able to talk calmly about our thoughts, our differences, our ideals, without villainizing one another. Our news cycles and social media channels have morphed into who can attract the most clicks and capture the most views. It is time we move away from inflammatory rhetoric and replace it with genuine respect for one another. Let's begin today with a moment of grace. Grace for those lost, grace for those grieving, grace for our differences, grace for the conversations ahead, and grace for our common ground. I'd like to ask us all to take just a few seconds together to ground ourselves in this moment. A few seconds of silence to honor that grace, to remember our shared humanity with people all around us here today, and to choose curiosity over certainty. Personally, I believe the future does not belong to the loudest voice or the fastest feed. It belongs to the curious heart that listens, learns, and dares to build bridges where walls once stood. Curiosity is the spark, grace is the fuel, and together they light our future. And that is where this year's theme begins, creative curiosity. Curiosity is the antidote to contempt. When we wonder instead of judge, we create space for human connection. It sounds like help me see what I can't see. Teach me what you've lived through that I have not. What could we build together that neither of us could build alone? Drop the rocks. Pick up grace and let go of the sins. That's actually one that I share with my team a lot. For innovation dies in darkness and thrives in sunlight. That's why curiosity must mean discipline, pausing before we share, questioning what we read, triangulating how we hear, and ending the evil that profits off of division, destruction, and hate. Blame, judgment, cynicism, walls, these things all divide us. Curiosity unites us. However, curiosity cannot stop with just us. We must rethink how we teach our children and how we teach our children's children. Our future depends on it. Today, kids carry supercomputers before they carry car keys. They scroll through infinite social media that is too complex, too divisive, too heavy for their still forming brains. The result's heartbreaking. Record highs for anxiety, depression, and disconnection. AI is good at many things, but we cannot outsource resilience to an algorithm. We need strong pillars of support in every home, customized personal learning journeys in our schools with a focus on how to learn versus what to think. We need to create healthy spaces that prepare our next generation for things even more important than digital fluency. Things such as being emotionally anchored, insatiably curious, humanely connected. If we fail here, no amount of innovation capital or pitch competitions will matter. Innovation without human connection and human decency is just acceleration toward mutually assured destruction. This is why Rally was built. Rally was built not just as a conference, but intentionally designed to bring all types of people together doing all kinds of amazing things in the ecosystem. People from every field, in every walk of life, all in one place at one time. Because the breakthroughs our children need won't come from silos. They'll come from collisions, convergence, and curiosity. Founders, investors, philanthropists, policymakers, educators, students, creators, everyone has a finger in the innovation pie. We are all adopted children of God. We are one. Have we paused to think about our personal identities versus our purpose versus our role? In order to lead ourselves, we have to know ourselves. What are our tendencies versus reality? What are the consequences that may come from our actions? Curiosity is not just a personal trait, it is a civic technology. It keeps us all talking and holds evil at bay. We need dialogue, not dogma. This room is filled with the leaders that will shape our future. As we go forward on this learning journey together, let's commit to pausing before we act. Asking one more question then seems comfortable. Speaking less and listening more. Agreeing to disagree differentially. Investing not only in technologies, but humans. Building bridges between opinions. Disarming provocation with curiosity. And asking others to do the same. Again, I don't think the future will be built by those who shout the loudest. It'll be by those curious enough to listen the longest. Let's leave with more than just contacts. Let's leave with relationships, with collaborators, and the curiosity to keep the conversation going. Engage with random people. Ask them what they're fearful of, what they're most excited about, what they're most concerned about, what they dream of, and then engage in human dialogue. Let's not only do that today and tomorrow, but let's do it the next day, and let's do it every day thereafter. The speech I threw away was about what our hands and our minds can build. This one is about who our hearts must become. That, I believe, is the essential work. In a world accelerating toward the artificial, our final and greatest innovation will be reclaiming our humanity. Thank you, and let's go have a blast.